Okay, we're going to work through 4.4 for my year 3s. Now, I know we say we can use vertical addition a lot too, but we sort of do need to know how to use these number lines. You're not assessed on them, but it is always good because it shows that you know where your numbers are and you've got good concept of where they're placed. So if we have a look at 4.4 and we look at the problem that we've got, it says, look at these two pieces of ribbon. I have one piece that's 345 centimetres long, and I have another piece that's 173 centimetres long. So if I put these two pieces of ribbon together, how long would the total length be? And the fact it's saying total length means that it's an addition, even though it's saying add up here. That's my clue. So it says what I need to do is I need to look at the number line. Now I can look at this number line here. I'm not going to start with 173 because it's not even on the number line. So the first thing I do, step 1, is fill out my number line. Okay, so I want to know what the missing parts are. So if I've got jumps of 100, I know my middle bit's going to be 50 because half of 100 is 50. So I have 350, 400, 450, 500, 550, 600. Okay, that's step 1, fill out the number line. I always do that. Next, I'm going to put on here my biggest number. I'm going to circle it. My biggest number here is 345. So the sum is actually going to be 345 plus 173. And I want to know what it equals. So I've circled my biggest number, 345, and I'm going to put that on the number line. Now I know 300, it's going to be here somewhere. 40 is below 50, and it's 45, so it's not too far under 50. I'm 345. It's just here. Now, if I'm plussing, I'm going to go in this direction. It's going to get bigger, so I'm going up my number line. And we can do this a couple of different ways. We can start by adding our ones, adding our tens, then adding our hundreds. Or we can add our hundreds, our tens, and then our ones. So we're just going to work from the biggest down to the smallest. We're going to start with our hundreds. Now, our hundreds is pretty easy. So if I'm adding 100, I'm going to look at my number here. It's 345. I need to add 100. So I look at my hundreds column, and that now becomes a 4. So 445 is 100 more. So I'm going to do a jump that goes to 445. So I know it's going to be just before 450 here. This is 445. I do one jump and I've added 100. Okay, 445. So I've done this little bit. I can cross that out now. Now I'm going to add my tens. Okay, so if I look at my tens, I have 7 tens that I need to add. So I'm now looking at this section. I'm looking at the 4 here, 4 tens there. And I need to add 7 tens. So let's count. Here's my 7 that I need to add. I start at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1. Okay, I rotate around my numbers from 1 to 0. Okay, so I've ended up on 1. Let's do that again. You've got to add 7 to the tens column. I go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1. Okay, so to get up to my tens, I'm not going to be 10 down here, am I? My tens is going to change to this. I've still got 5 in my ones column, but I know I'm not going to be in here. I can't keep going forward and adding on. If I do it in jumps, I can also do 445, 455, 465, 475, 485, 495, 505, 515. There's my 7 tens, 515. And that was plus 7 tens. So I know now I'm up to 515. I can keep a little note there. And I've done my tens. Now I need to add my threes, which is just in ones. And it's a little bit hard to do threes on a number line when you're counting in hundreds. So you're not really going to see them very much. I'm now going to look at my threes in the ones column here. And I can just go 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that end one's going to become 8. And I'm going to go 15, 16, 17, 18. So I go to 518, and that was my plus 3. Okay, I can do it that way if I want to. That's this one here. Don't worry, we're going to have another practice on another one. I can also do it this way here, which helps me with my number line as well. If I look here, there are how many hundreds altogether? Well, let's just have a little bit of a look here. I've got 3 hundreds altogether. How many tens altogether? I've got 5 and 2, so there are 7 tens altogether. How many ones altogether? There are 9, 10, 11 ones altogether. Now, I can see something that I can do. I know that I can't have 11 ones in there. So I can actually take 10 out. I'll be left with 1, and I'm going to add a 10 up here. So I have 300 plus 80 plus 1. 381. Let's have another look at that. How many hundreds altogether? I have 100 here and 6. So 1 and 6 is 7 hundreds. I have 3 tens and 8 tens. So let's have a look. 8 plus 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 tens. And I have 5 ones here and 4 ones here. So 5 and 4 make 9. There are 9 ones. Now, I know I can't have 11 in this column. So I can take out 10, leaves 1, and I'm going to add 10 tens is actually 100. So I'm going to turn that into an extra 100. So I have 800, 110, and 9 ones. So I have 819. Okay, let's have a look at our next page that we have to do. Let's see if we remember our strategy. Okay, we've got our sum up here. 458 plus 138. We know this is going to go over because 8 and 8 is going to be more than 10, isn't it? First step, fill out the number line. 400 to 500 is a 100 gap, so I know the middle must be 50, 450, 500, 550, 600. Okay, so I've filled out the number line. The next thing I do is circle the biggest number, 458 or 138. My biggest one is 458, and I'm going to put that on the number line. So I have 400, I know it's in here somewhere, 50, it's going to be here somewhere, 8. So it's just past here, 458. It's on the number line. Okay, that was my third step. Number 1, fill out the number line. Number 2, circle the biggest number. Number 3, put that number on the number line. My fourth step is to jump on 100. So I know if I have 400s here and 100s here, I'm going to end up on a 500 and something. I'll keep my ones. 558. Okay, there's my jump, and I jumped 100. Okay. Now I'm going to jump my tens. Oh, better make that 8 look like an 8. I have 5 tens, which are here. I'm adding on 3 more. So 558, 568, 578, 588. And if I check, I have 5 and 3 make 8 in my tens column. Now I need to add on my ones. I've already got my 8 ones from here. I need to add on 8 more ones. Okay, so we can do that by counting. Here's my 8 ones. Oh, there's my 5 and my 3. Okay, 8 ones. Going to start at 588, 589, 590, 591, 592, 593, 594, 595, 596. Okay, so if I have a look here, it's still before 600. I can go 596, and that was plus 8. Oh, I forgot to put my plus 30 here. So I've added on 100, 30, and 8 ones. And my answer is 596. I'm going to do one more, and then I want you to practice those ones at home, okay? Step 1, fill in the number line. 200, 300, I've got a gap of 100 again. So we've got 250, 300, 350. Let's have a look at what I need to do now. I need to circle the biggest number. My biggest number here is 266. Step number 3, put that number on the number line. I'm going to know it's going to go somewhere here in the 200s. 60 is bigger than 50, so 266 would be about here. Next, I'm going to add on my hundreds. So I have 100 to add. So I'm looking at this number here, and I'm going to add 1 to it, one lot of 100. It's going to become 366. Let's find that. Oh, just here. About 366. There's our jump of 100. Now I'm going to add my tens. Here's my tens here. I have 2 tens to add onto my tens here. So let's count my 2 tens on. 366, 376, 386. 386 is 2 tens. Now I need to add on my ones. I have 5 ones. We can count that out. 386, 387, 388, 389, 390, 391. And that was plus 5. So my answer here is going to be 391. Okay, you give this a go. Now, remember your steps. Number 1, fill in the number line. Okay, that's the most important. If you miss that, you're not putting your numbers in the right spot. Number 2, circle the biggest number. Number 3, put that number on the number line. Number 4, add your hundreds. Number 5, add your tens. Number 6, add your ones. And remember, when you're adding, you're always going in that direction. Your number line should be getting bigger as you go. Okay, give those last couple a go.